During the spring of 1940, as the German war machine geared up for its next offensive, I found myself among the ranks of the Wehrmacht, poised on the western frontiers of Europe. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation, a mix of nervous energy and confidence in our military prowess. We had trained rigorously, our tanks polished to a gleam, our rifles primed and ready. Little did we know that the invasion of France would become a pivotal chapter in World War II, shaping the course of history. As we crossed into Belgium and Luxembourg, the early days of the campaign were a whirlwind of movement and excitement. The German Blitzkrieg strategy unfolded with breathtaking speed, catching the Allied forces off guard. Our tanks thundered through the Ardennes forest, bypassing the heavily fortified Maginot Line, which had been considered an impenetrable barrier. The element of surprise was our greatest ally, and it allowed us to penetrate deep into French territory with unprecedented speed. The French and British troops scrambled to respond to our lightning advance. In the chaos of war, villages and towns became staging grounds for both sides, their peaceful streets now filled with the clamor of war machines and the shouts of soldiers. I remember the French resistance, valiant yet overwhelmed by our relentless onslaught. Each encounter brought new challenges, but our resolve remained unshaken as we pressed forward, driven by the promise of victory and the fervor of our national pride. The weather, typically unpredictable in early summer, added its own challenges to the campaign. One day, the sun blazed overhead, casting long shadows across the rolling fields of northern France. On another, dark clouds gathered ominously, unleashing torrents of rain that turned the roads into quagmires of mud. We trudged through the muck, our boots heavy and our spirits tested by the relentless downpour. Yet, we knew that every step forward brought us closer to our objective. Amidst the chaos of battle, I witnessed moments of extraordinary courage and camaraderie among my comrades. We shared rations and cigarettes in the trenches, finding solace in small acts of kindness amid the horrors of war. Each night, as we huddled together under makeshift shelters, we spoke of home, of loved ones left behind, of dreams deferred by the call of duty. These conversations anchored us to our humanity, reminding us that we were more than soldiers on a battlefield. As we advanced deeper into France, the resistance stiffened. The French military, though reeling from our initial assault, rallied to defend their homeland with renewed determination. The streets of cities like Amiens and Reims became battlegrounds, where every building corner and alleyway hid the threat of ambush. We fought for every inch of ground, our progress slowed by the tenacity of our adversaries and the harsh realities of urban warfare. In the face of mounting casualties and logistical challenges, our momentum began to falter. The strain of continuous combat wore on us, and the initial euphoria of victory gave way to a sobering reality. The French civilians, caught in the crossfire, bore witness to the devastation wrought by war. Homes lay in ruins, livelihoods shattered, and families torn apart by the violence that engulfed their once peaceful communities. The climax of the campaign came with the Battle of Dunkirk, a desperate and dramatic chapter in the larger narrative of the invasion. As the Allied forces made a heroic evacuation from the beaches, we watched from afar, our hearts heavy with the knowledge that they had slipped from our grasp. The sight of thousands of stranded soldiers, waiting to be rescued by sea, underscored the magnitude of the conflict and the human cost of war. By the time the armistice was signed in June 1940, marking the fall of France, I had seen the best and worst of humanity on the battlefield. The invasion had tested our mettle as soldiers and reshaped our understanding of warfare. We had fought with valor, suffered loss, and forged bonds of brotherhood that transcended national boundaries. The campaign in France had been a crucible of fire, where ideals clashed and destinies were decided, leaving an indelible mark on those who had experienced its trials and triumphs.